Alright everybody, thanks for tuning in. My name is Caleb Hornshaw. I'm the Director of Education over here at Fayetteville Public Television. And about a month ago we did this cool little video called Zoom Into FPTV. We used a FPTV Studio Lab for it, and I thought it would kind of be cool to just kind of break some of these effects down where we zoomed into each and every screen. Yeah, let's dig into some of this and see if we can break this all down. Okay, so we start off here in the classroom. We have a couple of layers here. The first, of course, the one on top is the FPTV logo, and then we have the black screen that's kind of overlaid on top. And what we did to track all these was we used this kind of green screen background that we could easily key out and track. You can kind of see the track points up there in all four corners. So with this, it's just mostly about color correction, in addition to, of course, the tracking and everything, but mainly it's just about the color correction, kind of matching it to what it looks like on a TV. So this one was pretty easy. I think the main obstacle on this one was just my finger there in the top right corner, and you notice I didn't get the mask quite right, but as long as you blur it enough and as long as you kind of pay attention to the color correction enough, you can really kind of cover over those tiny mistakes. So this one was pretty tough. There was a lot of different layers and kind of color corrections that went into this. So in addition to just the regular color correction, I did have to use this noise filter as well to kind of match it up a little bit better and just kind of give it that sense of realism. And I still didn't get it perfect, but once again, just lots of motion blur and color correction covers a multitude of those little tiny things that can sometimes distract people. So this one was probably the most convincing. My computer was having a tough time keeping up. You can kind of see all those little red squares there that are just outlines. Those are all null objects. So essentially you just use them to parent layers to, and then you can kind of control the layer through that null object. But yes, a lot of these effects really come down to all the little things that you do. So the addition of the noise, the addition of the color correction, all that kind of stuff. And of course you have to try to make sure that your camera tracking is done as best as possible. But it's just a combination of all those little things that you're trying to do to make it really convincing. So this one was one of the harder ones for sure, and it was really tough because I noticed that what was happening, I was trying to track based on the corners of that square right there, and her hair was covering that up. And so I kind of had to work around that and had to use the corner pin tool in After Effects in a lot of unique ways to make this one happen. And of course it was just color correction and noise and everything like that from there. So this one turned out really well. I was pretty happy with the way this one turned out. I think it was kind of the fact that the computer screen was not in focus. Originally I thought that was a bad thing, but it really helped sell the effect because when we get in here a little bit closer, you can kind of see that what I mainly had to do was just blur it a lot and then kind of overexpose it, bring the highlights way up, and that really sold the effect a lot more, I would say, than if the computer screen was in focus. So this one was really fun, and really the only one that actually had a reason for the video to pop up because Dan changes the channel. The hardest thing about this one, I would say, is that the two girls, they high-five right in front of the TV. And it was kind of a cheeky thing that we just decided to do on the day, but it was very tough to try to mask around their arms and hands and get that mask perfect. I would say one thing that I couldn't get correct about this is there was red spill, and you can kind of see it there on her hair, which was an interesting challenge to kind of get rid of that. And it was red because I keyed the green out. There was still a lot of green spill. I didn't do it great. If I could go back and do it again, I would probably change quite a few things about this shot to make sure that it looks realistic on the phone screen as it would in real life. So we end back up here in the FPTV classroom where we started, and then some color correction to the FPTV logo to make it a little bit more blue, a little more purple. And then when we pop into the final logo where it's kind of bouncing with the music here, that is the actual true colors of the FPTV logo. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. This was a lot of fun for me. I'm looking forward to future studio labs, and if you guys have any ideas for videos like this, feel free to come on down to the station. We'd love to hear all your cool ideas. So yeah, thanks again for tuning in, and we look forward to seeing you at the station.